Somebody said that Mercury is in retrograde, whatever that means. There's crazy stuff going on in cruising right now, including a cruise ship that had to be evacuated during embarkation day. Plus, we've got another cruise fight. Maybe they should schedule these things. And there's a question swirling around about that broken slide on Icon of the Seas. Was the slider too fat to slide? We've got some evidence. Yeah, all that and a whole lot more on today's episode. Let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. Welcome to the Cruise Show. I am your host, Tony, here to talk you through everything going on in cruising. It's everything going on in cruising for your face on a Sunday the 10th. The 10th of August, 2025, and man, I contemplated taking the day off. I just drove back from Miami yesterday after my week-long cruise on the MSC World America, and I just opened up my phone and I saw all of these. I'm expecting some sort of werewolf story to show up. Or is it a full moon? I don't know anything about the astrology and all that stuff with the retrograde, but holy moly, let's talk about something that happened in Southampton yesterday, one of the world's largest cruise ports, a hub for cruising out of the UK. It's crazy, y'all. Okay, so the P&O Ventura is in Southampton yesterday, and they're embarking passengers. And sometime during the passenger embarkation process, somebody calls in a bomb threat. They call in and say, look, I'm in the parking lot and I got a bomb and I'm going to do some bad stuff. And so there's the terminal there, there's the cruise ship there, and it was determined that whatever type of explosive device this could be that was called in, that the terminal and the cruise ship, the P&O Ventura, would be in the blast radius. And so they made the tough decision to disembark any passengers that had already gotten onto the P&O Ventura, and they also cleared out the terminal. Guess what? It was a hoax. They apparently found the person who called in the bomb threat in the parking lot there. Sans bomb, no bomb. And wow, I don't know what's they got to throw the book at that person. Could you imagine the disruption of that scenario? It's good. I mean, it's good that it's a hoax, right? So that nobody was injured or anything like that. So once you get past the reality of, well, thank goodness there's not a real explosive device threatening these people and these structures. But then beyond that, you're like, who is this Yahoo? What is it? They got to throw the book at that guy. They got to throw the book at that guy. And wildly, that's not the only cruise terminal story I have for you today. Carnival is getting black eye after black eye with these fighting stories. We got a fight by a large group of people that broke out at the cruise terminal in Long Beach in California. People fighting before they even get on the cruise ship. There's a pretty extensive video of this over on X from a user called Row Your Boats. And it's a pretty long video. So if you're somebody that really likes to see the nitty gritty of these altercations, you can go to that username on X and see the video footage. Can't really show all of this fighting stuff here on YouTube. They don't like to have the video up of it, and certainly it's not advertiser friendly. It's kind of funny, all these articles are like, oh yeah, and by the way, it's against Carnival's code of conduct to fight. You think? But a lot of good words on a piece of paper or website does in the moment. God, what do you do? What do you do to stop this? It's crazy. Another fight on a Carnival cruise ship. Now, I do have some footage that I can show you, and it's a little steamy. It's a little steamy. You may want to take the kids out of the room. I don't want to corrupt the next generation, but take a look at this. Oh yeah, bow chicka wow wow. That you've got the two largest cruise ships in the world, Royal Caribbean Icon of the Seas and Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas, together in tandem, a twosome as it were, at the perfect day at Coco Cay. Wow. This is, if you're a ship nerd, if you love to do some ship spotting, if you are a ship voyeur, this is some hot stuff. Talking about that hot stuff. Two ships in port now. Shout out Ludacris. Wow. Yeah, it's all the news over the last few days. We've had the initial sailing of the Star of the Seas that left from Ponce and made its way. It's now Port Canaveral. I think the next sailing's already taken off with Star of the Seas. It's the inaugural season, baby. I've got 10 more sleeps until I wake up on the Star of the Seas, and I'm all about it. I can't wait to see it. But yeah, let's look at it again. The two largest ships in the world right there in your face. Coco K. Are you scheduled to go on Star of the Seas? Do you give any care about it? Leave a comment below. And I guess while we're looking at this footage, there is the icon of the seas. And the big story over the last few days about the icon of the seas is that the slide on board, one of the drop slides on board called the Frightening Bolt Water Slide, well, it done broke open, causing injury to a human being. This story is played out in an interesting way. Essentially, this drop slide, part of the acrylic glass broke free, leaving a big hole with water pouring out of it. And unfortunately, the thing that predicated the hole popping open was a guy on the slide. And he didn't fall out of the slide. I think that's been confirmed. That's good. But he was injured. He was injured, and he's being treated by Royal Caribbean. Now, they've got all kinds of people that were around on the cruise ship, and we do have an eyewitness account. One of the big questions was whether the person that broke the slide, was it a fatty or not? It's still pretty cool on the internet to make fun of fat people. So some of the responses to this story have been the people that are like, oh, yes, I was just looking for some fat person that I can make fun of. And in this story, it's crazy because we don't even know what the person looks like, what their build is, anything like that. But the trolls have come out en masse to say, oh, I bet you it was a fatty that broke the slide. Some fatty broke the slide. Well, we have an eyewitness account from a passenger in Philadelphia that said, we were all on the slide that day. Minutes before, my son was actually waiting in line to get on the slide. And she says this, they do weigh you on the top of the slide before you get on. They don't show you the weight, but if it's a green light or a red light, obviously we got the green light and he went down. So the guy, they weigh you before you get on this slide, and the person was well within the weight limit, or at least the green light of he passed the weight test. It wasn't a fatty boom batty that knocked this slide out. This person, though, the Philadelphia passenger, said that the slide had been leaking. That's an eyewitness account. Again, you got to take that with a grain of salt, but that's their words. The slide has been leaking. There's an adult pool below that, and it has been leaking. I can confirm that. It has been leaking the whole trip right in that spot. So I think maybe it was just overlooked. Maybe it cracked and it missed it. Everybody's going to speculate as to why this slide broke. I think we've taken Fatty Boom Batty off the table for the speculation, but a lot of people are saying, well, we feel like this was leaking. Who knows? There's going to be an investigation. I follow a lawyer on TikTok, and it's interesting. He was saying whether or not this person would have a case, and I think his initial thing was he doesn't think the person would have a case. But again, all of that's just speculation and people talking about the incident. But the nuts and bolts of it was that the slide there did break open. A big chunk of it fell out of that slide, and a person was injured in the process. And yeah, wow. But it wasn't a fat issue. And look, this show has got fighting and it's got fat people. So the comments should be interesting today. Make sure you jump down there if you want to see some interesting bits of body shaming and racism, all in one show. How about that? Yeah. What else? Really, look, that's everything going on in cruising for a Sunday. Hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend. And now there's really nothing left to do, but to dance. That's right. This big boy's gonna dance. Get up, get up.